Alrighty. Man, what's going on, New Gaming Order? This is Alex Lexus, the man, the myth, the juggernaut. And this is the first time I'm doing a live show for the channel. Shout out to Biff and Shinwar. Shinwar should be coming back this weekend. He's traveling for work, like I was mentioning during the Resident Evil stream. And man, I had to come hot off the press with this one. So shout out to Biff. I spoke to her. We're gonna be doing a podcast. This jerk over here, like, come on. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a podcast this weekend to kind of give our thoughts about Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, my reaction, I just came out of the theater, like legit, just came out of the theater, and wow. I was blown away. The action was something on a level where, think of the end of the Tournament of Power, or when Goku went Ultra Instinct. The quality of anime, the way that they were fighting, my goodness. I'm telling you, you have to see it in the theater. Getting the reaction from folks and some of the big blows, oh my god, people were just like if you seen like Creed, or you see a boxing movie, like when there's a big shot, they're like, ooh, like, it was, but I would say this, the origin portion of the movie surprised me. They definitely went with the Dragon Ball minus side of things, but I'm gonna try to be, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna wait and probably do two versions. We'll do a podcast where we do spoiler free, and then the next one we go right into it. But the movie takes place in like three different phases, different eras. You have the origin, everything leading up to coming to modern day, and the climax. And everybody already knows who, the fusion, Gogeta, and all that. I would say there was a lot of fan service in this movie, especially with the Gogeta portion of it. But one thing that did kind of bother me, there was some of the pacing in the beginning. It jumped around a lot, where, when Frieza did what he did and all that, like, they didn't show, well, you knew Bardock was struggling with Frieza, but like, you had to know the history of it, because Frieza goes to do the death ball, and it's like you didn't see the build up to where Bardock is trying to stop the death ball and whatnot, and then you just see what we know to have happened chronologically in the storyline, and then it just like, okay, you see that happen, and you had that pacing where it was like, the sons of Krypton being sent away, but it was cool to see some of the older characters back in it. Like the Ginyu Force, King Cole, a younger version. I like the reimagining of King Vegeta. I thought that was pretty cool. He definitely. I wish that the movie was like 2 hours long, and they can go more into the Saiyan culture and the sense of mystery. I'm glad that they pulled the curtain on it, because seeing Goku's mom, and she's referring to Raditz, you see little Raditz and stuff like that, and I think that they did an excellent job overall with the movie. But for me, my taste, I wish there was more time spent on Planet Vegeta. But, I mean, the Saiyans, the way that they showed, you saw all the female Saiyans, the working class Saiyans, like, it was pretty cool. I really like how they did that. But like I said, there's one or two pieces that I felt that jumped around a little too much. But after that, I did want to see more of Beerus, but you're gonna have to see the movie to see what I mean with it. But hopefully this is not a little too blurry. But yeah, I have to say the trailers are misleading, so I'm gonna just let you know that right now. But overall, the movie was definitely segregated into, to move the plot, move the story. But like I said, there are certain things that were moving too fast. Broly himself, I like what they did with him, the reimagining, the retelling. This is definitely not the Broly you remember. And I just say, like, you got to come into this movie without any expectations and parallels or comparisons to the old Broly, because old Broly is bad. This one, completely different. And I hope, for me, like, without spoiling anything, I hope that this opens the door for spin-offs, you know, because there was portions of it where when you really watching Broly's tragic story, it's like you're rooting for the guy. Like, you don't want to see him get killed. You don't want to see him get hurt. You know, it's like the guy was really going through a lot. I can really compare him to Victor Drago from Creed, where, you know, Victor's not a bad guy, but he's going through stuff, and you got like a father who pushing him to do things. And you know, I really felt bad for Broly in the movie, you know. But he's not like, he was kind of like the old one, but obviously he and Vegeta are older than Goku if it looked like the timeline was right, just by a little bit. But yeah, Paragus, I like his reinvention. But one thing, one thing I like about Dragon Ball, if you take some of the motives for certain people and apply it to everyday life, you'll see that, you know, I like Akira Toriyama does this thing. And Paragus was so consumed with rage, revenge, and whatnot, you know, it ultimately put him in a very, very bad situation, you know. But Paragus didn't start off bad, and technically he wasn't, you know. It's just, I notice what's happening with Dragon Ball. The villains or the antagonists, well, you can't even call him that, but like Jiren was a pride trooper. He's a good guy in his universe. So do you want to see that guy get killed? No. Frieza, you know, eventually Frieza gonna get his, period. He's the a-hole that needs to be killed off. Like, but people like him, you know. It is what it is. But yeah, you know, Broly's not bad. He's just, it's a very different, you know, take on the character. But like I said, you got to go see this movie, see it in the theaters, support it. I hope we get to see more of this, because when I see why they took all, you know, they ceased the production of the anime to put all hands on deck for the movie. Sean Schimmel, Cybot, all of them, when they say, or well, I can say Sean Schimmel said it in one of the YouTube videos, that he's never seen anything like this before. That is an understatement. Some of the fights that, if you remember in Resurrection F, where you saw the 3D, this, you couldn't tell it was 3D at some points. I'm like, no freaking way. I mean, my goodness, it looks so good that even Dragon Ball Fighters, this rivaled the visual fidelity, the colors, the movement. Some of the stuff, like, oh my god, when like Vegeta was doing his thing against Broly in the early going, I mean, oh my goodness, that I can't even begin to fathom what was created there. But like, man, that when he did his transformation, the theater erupted. I was like, man, that's how you do it. That's how you freaking do it. I couldn't believe it. They really tipped my hat off to Akira Toriyama. I'm glad Dragon Ball is still here. I mean, that right there, that's just my raw reaction. But I'm telling you, you guys will be very, very happy with this movie. I will not overhype it. I will not underplay it. But to settle the debate, the stronger fusion between Vegito and Gogeta, a lot of you Vegito fans are going to be salty. That's all I'm gonna say. My opinion is Gogeta is the ultimate warrior. He is untouchable. Man, shows no sign of weakness. That guy, wow. That guy. Oh man, I'm telling you, there's something that Gogeta does. They'll pay homage. Everybody's like, yo, oh man, that was hot. That was hot. That was well worth. Go see it. Check it out. I want to see the Japanese version to see, how that stacks up. I'm pretty sure because it's native to Japanese in terms of how they express things. But I want to hear the voices, Nozawa, all of them, and see how that works out. But that's all I got. My overall reaction. This movie got, I would say 9.5. Like I said, the early going, like I felt it moved a little faster than I wanted it to, but changing up what you think of some of the characters, like with Bardock, like I just hope that I do want to see Bardock again, but it is what it is. I am home, folks. Make sure you rate, comment, Newgamingorder.com for the latest and greatest. Check out our Facebook page. I'm gonna launch a new Instagram page, and find out what you guys think with this, because I'm trying to get everything set up for the new year. But Dragon Ball Super Broly, fantastic, man. You're gonna be rooting for Broly. You're gonna be rooting for Goku, Vegeta, Gogeta. I mean, it is what it is. But there's a lot more Saiyans out there than I thought. Semi-spoiler. Sorry about that. But make sure you tune in, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. And how do I shut this thing off? Folks, I was watching it at Mountainside, New Jersey. Mr. Espinoza, thank you for checking it out. Appreciate you. I was supposed to cut this show off. Now, how do I stop this?